Hello, and thank you so much for clicking on my video. Welcome to my channel, Lovely Moments Creating. My name is Jenny and I create budget-friendly home decor that is easy to do. In today's video, I'm going to be making some really simple, easy, high-end looking DIYs using book pages. And I did pick this book up from the Dollar Tree. For the first DIY, I will be using 3 of these oval-shaped wood pieces from the Dollar Tree. I'm just going to be removing the tags and the sticker because I'm going to be creating a really simple, pretty pumpkin. Now, for one of these oval wood shapes, I'm going to cover it using a book page. Now, you can rip the book page in pieces and patch it on like that, but I wanted to use one whole book page. So I'm going in with some Mod Podge first to cover up this piece, and I'm going to make sure I cover it up evenly so that my book page can go on really smooth. And then I'm just going to lay my book page right on top. You can use one of those Cricut tools or some kind of spatula to smooth everything out. I just like to use my fingers. Now I'm going over the page with some more Mod Podge, and I'm going to make sure that I get the edges as well because I want everything to dry really even. Usually I go over everything twice, so after I let this dry, I will go over it again with some more Mod Podge and let that dry. I'm just using my sponge to push down any bubbles that I may see because I do want this to go on pretty smooth. So once I get that complete, I'm just going to cut around the paper now that it has dried to cut off some extra paper before I go in with my sanding tool. And it's just a little sanding block that I picked up from Walmart for like $8. I didn't have it for a while. And as I brush downwards with this, the excess paper just falls straight off the edges, and that just gives me a clean, smooth edge. Really simple. Once I get that complete, I am going to attach all 3 of these pieces together to create my pumpkin. I'm just going to push the other 2 together and place the one that I covered with the book page right on top. For this project, I'm going to be using a combination of wood glue and hot glue because I want to make sure everything stays secure. And that wood glue I did pick up from the Dollar Tree. And then I'm just going to place it right down, hold it for a minute to make sure that everything is nice and secure. Now I do want this to be a standing pumpkin, so I'm going to be using some tumbling blocks for that. Now I want to show you these different tumbling blocks. These are the one from the Dollar Tree in that pack, and I believe you get 72, I'm not sure. And then you have this one here. I'm just showing you the different size. This one came from Five Below. And then this one also came from Five Below. They have a jumbo pack, and I'm actually going to be using 2 of these to create my standing pumpkin. But you can use any one of these tumbling blocks. You will probably just have to use more of the smaller ones. So all I did was hot glue those to the back, and as you can see, my pumpkin is now a standing pumpkin. And I'm going to go in with this sage color, and this is from that Hello Hobby brand from Walmart. And I'm going to use this to paint the remaining part of the pumpkin. Once I get that complete, these are the little stems from the Dollar Tree. Anytime I'm in a Dollar Tree, I pick up these, and they have like 3 different sizes, and I make sure I keep these in my stash. They are always good for projects. And what I'm going to do is just hot glue this right to the back to create my pumpkin stem. And then I thought I was recording, but what I did was I poured some leaves and some berries off a Dollar Tree pick, and I attached those to the top just to embellish it a little bit. All I did was hot glue one on each side. I thought I was filming, but pretty simple, and this is how it turned out. This is so cute, and I absolutely love it. Now for my next DIY, I'm just using one of these little miniature wood cutting boards from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just covering it up with some of that sage color paint. And I'm just going to embellish this a little bit. I always like using these little wood cutting boards. And what I'm going to do is take my sanding tool to distress this really good. I want this to have a really nice distressed look because this would have like some grooves in it, and I felt like if I sand it down some, it will bring in a little character. Now once I get that complete, I'm just going to take a sheet out of the book, a page out of the book, and I'm going to cut it down. And I tried to keep the title, the chapter. I did that throughout this video, trying to keep the titles if I like what it said to add to the project. So I'm going in with some Mod Podge because I'm only going to add this to the bottom, and then I'm going to place my page right on top. I just added some extra glue to the back of the page piece, and then I'm going to press it down. I do want this to be on the sides as well, so I'm going to go in with some Mod Podge on top and then along the sides, but I'm not going to go all the way around the back. I hope everyone had a fantastic week so far, and I hope you get some inspiration to create you some book page decor out of today's video. These were so fun to make, and I really love how all of them turned out. So once I get that complete, all I'm going to do is just sand off the extra paper, and it's going to fall right off. This is actually really super cute. So I'm only going to embellish this with, I have a little jute cord with this beaded string that I picked up from the Dollar Tree. It had something on it, I don't remember, but I pulled it off, and I'm just tying a knot so I can cut off that extra jute cord. And then this little pumpkin was out of a pack of pumpkins from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to attach this to the bottom, so I'm just going to push my glue gun right in to create a little hole and add a little glue, and then I'm going to push one of the beads in there, the bottom bead, and that's it. And I think this is really cute, and I'm just going to loop it right over my little cutting board, and that is it. I absolutely love how cute this is. Now moving along to the next DIY, I have one of these 6-pack of these wood planks, and I'm going to be using 2 for this DIY. I originally was planning on just using 1, but I thought, let me use 2 to make this project a little bit more thicker, a little bit more sturdier. So all I'm doing first is just hot gluing 2 of these wood planks together, and then what I'm going to do is use that same color sage paint to paint this piece, and I am going to be painting the front and the back of this. I really do like this sage color. It is sort of a theme for today's video because I think this color went really great with the theme, with the book page thing. I thought it was a really good combination together. It's such a pretty color even for the fall. So once I get that completed, I'm going to find me a book page, and once again, I am looking for titles of the chapters that I like to just kind of bring in some character to these projects. I'm just cutting it down to size. I don't want it to be the perfect size of this square, so I'm just going to cut it down a little bit. And then what I'm going to do is just take some Mod Podge and apply it to my little wood piece, just trying to make sure I do an even coat so that my book page can lay down smoothly. And then, like I mentioned earlier, you can use a tool to help smooth this out, but I pretty much like to just use my fingers, my hands. So I am just going to place that right on top and sort of smooth it out, and then I'm going to go over that again with some more Mod Podge. And I did mention earlier, with these projects, I go over them, let it dry, and then I go over them a second time. I just really want to make sure that that page is coated and protected, and I also want to make sure that I go around those edges too to keep everything nice and secure. Once I finish that, I'm just going to use my little pumpkin off of this window cling sheet, And I am just going to place that right on top. I'm going to add some Mod Podge first so that that window cling could have something to adhere to. And then I'm also going to go over that window cling with some more Mod Podge. I really love this. This is just so pretty. And what I'm creating is a little riser. So once I get that secure, I am going to sand around the edges with my sanding block, which I did, just to make sure that my edges on the side were smooth. And then now I have this bag of these little chunky stems from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just pulling out 4 of them because these are what I'm going to be using to create my legs for my little riser. I thought that would bring in a nice touch to it. So once I get all 4 of those on there, that'll be it. And I absolutely love this. I think this is so adorable. I just put a candle on top and I love it. Now for these next 2 DIYs, I have these wood pieces here from Dollar Tree. These are nice and sturdy and chunky, and I love these. I removed the tag off the back of these. I am going to add my book pages to the back side of these instead of the front because the back side is smooth. So as you can see, I'm going over it with an even coat of Mod Podge, and then I'm going to pour out one of those pages of the book, and I am going to place it on top and just smooth everything out. I'm going to cut off any excess paper that I do not need, and then I'm going to go over this with some more Mod Podge, and I will be doing 2 coats, letting it dry in between each coat. So I'm just going to go over this, and then I'm going to let this dry. I'm going to be repeating the same thing to the other wood piece, but I am going to embellish these different. Now I love these 2. This is so simple. These are such simple projects, but I think these are really cute. These 2 may be my favorite. I think it's just really cute home decor, and you can do so much with these. You can style candles on them, cups. I just really love how these turned out. So all I'm doing is adding an even coat of Mod Podge and placing the other sheet on top, and then I'm going to cover that sheet up with some Mod Podge as well. I'm always making sure that I get those edges so that everything could be secure. Then I'm just going to take my sanding block once everything dries and sand off that extra paper. Once you go in a downward motion, it just falls right off, making sure that everything around the edges is nice and smooth. And I'm going to do that to both of my book pages. And so once I get that complete, I am going to embellish these. Now for one of them, I pulled off one of those pretty pumpkins from that window cling, and I'm just going to place that right on top. I am going to have to trim it a little bit, but I'm going to add some Mod Podge first and then place the window cling right on top. This pumpkin window cling is so pretty, and I love that when it's smoothed out, you can sort of see the words from the book page through the pumpkin. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it is so pretty, and it adds just a really cute touch. So I'm just going to go on top with the Mod Podge and let that dry, and just trim it a little bit more. For the other one, I'm just going to attach some jute cord to the back and wrap it around, cross it over, just bringing in a little bit of design. I'm going to tack that down in the back. Then I'm going to create a little simple basic bow, little shoestring tie, and I'm just going to glue that right in the front, and that will be it. I absolutely love these. These are so cute. I love the title of that chapter was Be the Body of Christ, and that one said time to celebrate. So that's what I was looking for, finding some really cute chapter names to keep the book pages. And I styled a candle on the one with the pumpkin, and I love these. Now for this 2-pack of wood slices from the Dollar Tree, I'm just going to make some simple coasters. But I'm telling you, these are so adorable. I just want to make more. They are so cute. So all I'm going to do is take a page from the book, and I'm just going to kind of measure how much. I'm just holding it to cut around it. And then I'm going to actually cut that down a little size because I don't want it to be the exact size of these circles. So once I get 2 of those cut out, I'm just going to add some Mod Podge, place my little piece of book page right on top, and then I'm going to go over those again. And because these are coasters, I'm actually going to do this 3 times. So I'm placing my little book page on top. I'm going to go over these with some Mod Podge, let it dry. I'm going to go over them again and then let that dry, and I'm going to do it a 3rd time because by them being coasters, I want these really to be coated. I'm taking this little sponge because I seen a little bubble in there, and I just want to make sure that everything is smooth for these projects. And once that dries, I'll continue on with my coats. And this is just me adding in my 3rd coat. I absolutely think these are adorable, and I am going to be making a couple of more of these. Now for this little cute DIY, this is one of those little tumbling blocks, the larger ones from Five Below. I'm adding some Mod Podge to it, and then I cut out a little sheet, and this said choose joy for the chapter title, so I definitely wanted to use that little piece. And I'm just repeating what I've been doing previous, adding the Mod Podge on top of the sheet, letting it dry. This has to be the cutest little sign. I'm telling you, I'm going to add it to a tier tray, and I think this is really cute for a little tier tray. I'm going to take my sanding block and sand off the hanging paper so that I can get those smooth edges. And then off of that window cling sheet, they have these really cute little pumpkins. And so I'm going to add 2 of those small pumpkins to this little sign. Absolutely adorable. So I'm going to use this small little orange one. And one of my pumpkins, I'm going to place it, and I'm going to have to cut it down some. So I'm going to place this one right on this side, and then I'm going to pull that other orange pumpkin off the sheet and place it on the other side. And I'm just going to have to trim it down just a little bit, and then I'll go over this with some more Mod Podge and let that dry. And once that dry, I'm going to take some of that sage color on chalk paint and just paint the rest of this little sign. And this is absolutely adorable, and I think the sage color just brought it all together. I originally was going to leave it unfinished, but I thought the sage would just really bring it together, and I absolutely love how adorable this is. Now for this next DIY, I'm going to be using one of these signs out of the Dollar Tree that has the beaded hanger. I'm just going to cut the tag off, and then I'm going to take out another page from the book, and I'm going to cut down 4 little strips. I don't want them the same size as the sign, so what I'm going to do is trim them down. So I'm just going to trim the little strips down and trim down the edges because I just want these book pages strips to be just in the center of the sign. And as I mentioned, I'll be cutting down 4 of these strips. Once I get that complete, I'm just going to add some Mod Podge to the sign so that I can lay my strips right down the center. This sign also turned out really cute as well. I love it. And then I'm just going to start laying my book page strips right down the center. And then what I'm going to do is grab my poster letters from the Dollar Tree. I'm just adding some Mod Podge right on the top so that I can add my poster letters. And I'm just pulling off the letters to spell out the word fall. I'm not tacking them all the way down yet. I'm just pulling them off of the sheet because I want to make sure that I have everything lined up how I want it. So once I get all of the letters off, then I'll get everything straightened up and lined up how I want them. I love the font of these letters from the Dollar Tree. The Dollar Tree now has 3 different fonts for their poster letters, but I really do like these. And so once I get them where I want them, I'll press them down real good. And then I am going to go over it with some Mod Podge, but I am going to pull off some leaves from that window cling sheet. I had a brain freeze from the window cling sheet, so I pulled off a few of those. And then I'm going to go over it again with some more Mod Podge to make sure that these window clings and these poster letters stay nice and secure. And then once that dries, that is going to be it. Really simple sign, but I think it turned out really, really cute. Thank you all so much for tuning in and watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed this video just as much as I did. If so, please remember to give this video a thumbs up. And if you haven't already done so, subscribe to my channel because I would love to have you here. As always, in the comment section below, let me know which one of these DIYs were your favorite. And until next time, my sweet friends, stay safe so that I can see you in the next video.